Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy Friday Eve. Happy Friday Eve. Just trying to put this piece in my other computer. Okay. Happy Friday Eve. Thank you, Tawana. I appreciate that. Hello. Hello. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And for those individuals that are interested in doing the monthly movie discussion that we do, hey, Mrs. Thompson, don't forget you need to go over to Patreon and give your comments for the movie post about suggestions for movies, because I'm going to put up a poll tomorrow based on suggestions that people are going to give. And so you need to make sure you get over there. Last month we discussed Sinners. Great movie. Great storyline. Like, everything was great about that. That was a great discussion. Like, all of it was really great. Good evening to user 229. Hey, Lily. Hey, Lori. Good afternoon, all of you. Yeah, so if you haven't already, make sure you get over there. That's Scooby-Doo, y'all, here and there, still trying to lick an empty bowl after he's already eaten. So he's still in there being real hood and ghetto, like he ain't got no home training. Still in there licking the sides of the bowl and there's nothing there. Hey, Miss T, good afternoon, beautiful. I see you popping up on my For You page. And like they say, you better get it. Hey, Ronald, good afternoon, handsome. Hey, Tiffany, good afternoon. I want to make sure I didn't miss somebody. Hey, Jess, good afternoon. Dude is still in here going wild. Hey, Miss Jackie. Hello, Miss Jackie. So, of course, we got a bit to talk about this afternoon. I saved something because I wanted to talk to y'all about it. Hold on, I got to find it. It's a couple of things that I saved earlier today that I saw where I was like, of course, remember I told you that Trump and them, they love that whole flood the zone philosophy, right? They love that whole flood the zone philosophy. So because that's their whole MO, they want to, make sure you don't know, right? And so there's a whole bunch going on. But let me stop for a second and go back again and say good afternoon, everybody, because I know I missed some folks that came in, like C. Mandy, I miss Trail, hey, Russ, I miss Wolf with Wings, Dude, Biola, my dog is Charlie, Lily, Alleyway. Thank you so much. Thank all of you. And I'll tell you this, if you know any immigrants that don't want to have to deal with ICE, dress up as the Epstein files. Guaranteed they'll leave you alone. Trump has given orders. He's not trying to give up those Epstein files. Y'all understand? We still been waiting. Him and Pam Bondi still been, giving everybody the runaround versus us getting access to those files. Because that's ultimately what we want. I want access to the files. And all we keep hearing is excuses over and over and over again about those files. I'm not getting up off of it. Republicans said they care about children. But I told y'all the Republican Party, and that party as a whole has a history of just so happen to aligning themselves with people that have questionable associations and past, that all are kind of like the same thing. Those are not coincidences. I told y'all there ain't no such thing as a coincidence. I told you. This is something else, but it's not a coincidence. Yep, exactly, Lily. Proving why the system wants to protect Donald Trump too. Because it's not just about protecting Trump. There's a bigger machine at play here. You understand? There's a much bigger machine at play here. And so because there's a much bigger machine at play here, that becomes something you can't be surprised. I think Beloved thought because she was spamming the same thing. Honey, you're a bot, Beloved. I was giving you a shot. I really was giving you a shot, but then you just kept cutting up, putting the same thing over and over again. I'm like, okay, well, bye, beloved. Yep, Leon Black, all those people. I told you all, check out Maribel's video on YouTube. I told you I linked to it in my Patreon, where she does that whole rundown about the Epstein-Trump association. Listen, there's a lot to be gained, right, by the fact that the machine is protecting Donald Trump. Now, I'm going to tell you the part that I found very ironic, right? Now, y'all saw when that daggone Jeanine Pirro the other day, talking about now we can gain control over charge teens as adults and all this other stuff to lock up the bad ones. How come they want to lock up children but not predators? That's what I don't understand. Well, I do understand it, but they don't lock up predators but want to lock up children. I'm like, make it make sense, because I can't reconcile with that. I cannot reconcile with that, So I pay attention to that, because this party is so conflicted. One moment they're law and order, but the next minute Trump is pardoning all the people from January 6th. You see what I'm saying? It's like, so are you law and order, or are you buck the system? Like, which one is it? Because January 6th, they bucked the system. And Trump praises bucking the system, So yeah, that's why I'm sitting here going, well, which one are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to buck the system or fall in line? And yet I get these images from all over. Social media, message boards, social media websites, except for X. I don't use X. But I use Blue Sky, I use Reddit, Facebook, TikTok, all types of places I get stuff from, to be honest. If I see it and I like it, consider it snatched. Okay? Consider it snatched. And good afternoon, Lori. Good afternoon, Kim. Yeah, I have a Blue Sky account. I just don't go on there often. Hold on, let's look up and see what it is again. Look, it's been a minute since I've been on there, but I do have a Blue Sky account. Look, let me go on there. Look, it's been a minute. I need to go on there and cut up for a little bit, because I ain't been on there in a while. But let me look and see. Look, that's how you know you old. Yes, I do have a Patreon. My Patreon is accessible. The link is in my bio. Listen, over on Patreon, we have a good old time, okay? And the name of that community is the Straight No Chaser Podcast community, right? Come on over there. Like I said, we got our movie night coming up this month. If you want to be a part of that movie discussion, well, you can also be a part of what movie we end up watching, because we need some suggestions. So y'all need to get on over there. I see 3 people already have, but I'm pretty sure y'all want more of a selection, so time's running out because the poll's going up tomorrow. Hey, Michael, good afternoon, handsome. Good afternoon. Now, look, let me check my Blue Sky right now, because I haven't been in Blue Sky in a minute. But I also have a Substack. I do written commentary over there, so check it out. Listen, the link is in my bio. Check out my Patreon, all the places where I am. Patreon, Substack, YouTube, Instagram, because now I have an Instagram. All those places that I am, all of that stuff, and my storefront, all of it's on that one link. You can access everything. So you ain't gotta, you know why I don't have Linktree? I told y'all, because you have to pay for it. I said, no ma'am, no sir. No ma'am, no sir. Yeah, Miss T, I'm on IG. They try to get raggedy with me on IG, and you know me. I'm always up for public dragging. However, I'm trying to be better. I'm really not. So I do just like I do here. I delete the comments I don't want to be bothered with. Yes, I said it. Because you know me, I can't do certain types of engagement. I just can't do it. Yeah, others I let stay for the most part. Long as people act like they got some sense and know how to be adults and have a conversation, we good. I don't mind differences of opinion. I mind disrespect and trolling. That's my issue. Thank you so much, Nikki, for the subscription. I appreciate your support, beautiful. I really do. I thank you all for your support. I want to say that. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here with me this afternoon. Thank you so much. But yeah, I can't take certain types of engagement. Somebody tried to come for me on my other TikTok account. I was talking about something and they got all smart. And I was like, look at you all in my business. I was talking about Walmart. And I said, look at you all in my business. Now get out and find some business. Because y'all know me. I'm going to go get information so we can talk about it since you got so much time for me. I'm like, chill. I don't have the energy. That's a lot of the reason why. See, Miss T's known me for a long time. That's a lot of the reasons why it took me a long time to come online and do this type of stuff. Because I don't have the tolerance for that type of shit. I really don't. I don't have the tolerance. And then I end up getting in trouble because somebody cried. You know. My other TikTok is Majobu2, the number 2. That's the other TikTok. And that one I do other things that are a little different than what I do here. I do my garden. I do other lifestyle stuff. I do some of that stuff on this account, but I started that other one because this one, TikTok be watching. TikTok be like this on this account. On the other account, not so much. But on this account, on TikTok be watching. Have I ever gotten suspended? When do you mean like suspended? Like in trouble and like I couldn't post, like I couldn't go live or something like that? Or that I couldn't access the app at all? Like, what do you mean? I just want to be clear. Because if it's the latter, nah, I ain't never got the latter. I have gotten some stuff before in lives, but that's because I didn't understand how to speak in lives. It's not that you can't have discussions about things. It's just how you have discussions about things, frankly. So, you know. But if I think that I won't be able to do something in a way that's going to stay within the terms of service, bliggity block. Yeah. You know how when they break up with you, they say it's not me, it's not you, it's me. No truer words are spoken than in my life. Yeah. I do it for me. Yeah. Yep. That's why I do it ultimately, because I know how I am. I am not like Michelle Obama. You know, she says, oh, when they go low, we go high. Not me. They go low, I go to hell. Okay? We talk about the catacombs. Do you understand? Alrighty then. Yeah, I don't have the patience for being what do they say? Oh, I'm classy. Oh, I'm classy with my public dragons too, beloved. Mine's are classy too. Understand, it's no different. Mine's are classy too. But I just won't allow certain things because I'm like, we're too old for that type of discourse on the internet. So when I see that type of stuff, I figure, oh, you want, and sometimes I don't engage. I told you guys I got somebody that stitched one of my videos recently, and I was this close to making a video about it. Then I looked at his account and was like, yeah, that's a waste of time, bro. You ain't even getting no views over there. How I look helping you? No, sir. Nobody saw your little video, sir. You had 3 likes. Fuck it up. Shit. Thank you so much, Lily, for the subscription. I greatly appreciate your support, beautiful. Hey, Wise Owl, how are you? Good afternoon. Listen, Star. Listen, it is what it is. Okay? I'm just, I just don't have the patience and time for that type of stuff. Because listen, I have fun with people online that I know. Like I told you guys, I have pretty thick skin. So the people online that I know, we have thick skin. So when we joke with each other, we go in hard. Do you understand? Most people can't kick it with us because they get too sensitive. They get too emotional. Like, oh my goodness, I can't believe you said that. What do you mean? We know each other. It's almost like the more offensive, the funnier and witty. We like, oh, I'm giving you credit for that one. I'm going to give you credit for that one. Who knew that you were going to come up with something that good? I didn't know you was going to. Okay, I got you. That was a good one. That's how me and some of my peoples roll. Now, I can't do that with everybody I know. Hey, Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo in there. Now, I can't do that with everybody I know. But I can certainly do that with a lot of people that I know. Yeah, the dozens. The dozens is like an old school thing. You know what I mean? Just being able. But young people now, they can't do that. Young people now, you try to do the dozens with them, man, they try to get all physical. It's crazy. It's like, wait a minute. You're supposed to be able to be witty enough. See, we had to be witty. You understand what I'm saying? We had to be witty. You couldn't just throw them bows. You understand? You had to be witty back in the day. Because somebody was going to get you. We called it joning in my area. In the DMV, it was called joning. You better know how to joan. Somebody will sit right in your face and talk about your mama, your daddy, your cousin. They don't care if your mama dead. They don't care about none of that shit. It's about who can be the most witty. As long as you're witty and it's funny, people give you credit for it. Now, I ain't gonna lie. There are times you hear things that are so crass that you're like, damn. And you laugh just because it's so crass. But you gotta be witty. So that's why I say young people, when they try to go back and forth with me, you really don't have the temperament for it. I have the temperament for it because I grew up in it where we had to be that. You could not be weak-minded, because if you was weak-minded, man, you was going to have a tough time. You were going to have a tough time growing up. That wasn't the case with us. I'm just letting y'all know. That wasn't the case. So that's why I don't run into that. Oh, look at Adam. He's so mad. Bye, beloved, and your 40 followers. What they say, I could make you famous, but I chose not to. He was here and gone, like Flash, like the Flash, as they say. I know what it was. I posted a video about there's this new diet that parents are giving their toddlers called carnivore toddlers. Have y'all heard of that? Have you heard of this thing? Because I had never heard of this until I heard about it on the news, and I was like, what? So I went digging, of course. I had to put, okay, it's a movement, right? Where they take their young children, like their babies, all of that stuff, and they feed them heavy meat-based diets. So they make lollipops out of beef broth. They give them sausages. Listen, people, all I can say is I feel sorry for these fucking kids. I feel sorry for these damn children. Their parents are so focused on following trends, doing what gets them social media clout, than doing what is fucking common sense. You know what I mean? Because it just seems to me like it's one thing for you to do it and you not recording it and you not putting it on the internet. But when you go to the process of putting it on the internet and doing all these things, I'm looking at you like, wait a minute. Are you really doing this because you think you really should do this, or you doing it for clout? Because man, that is so bad for baby Kim. Babies have to have balanced diets for a reason. There's a reason why. But, hey, listen. What did I tell you my mama said? My mama said even roaches can have babies. Yes, everybody has. It's no grand feat that humanity can procreate. Roaches can too. You know what I mean? But even roaches show their babies how to do some things. You know what I mean? Even roaches try to show their babies how to do some things. Like we found a nice cozy home for our new family. But not humanity. Humanity just be like, that's the perfect thing. Feral children. That's what they end up becoming. Feral damn children. They just have no manners. They don't know how to behave. They don't know how to do emotional regulation. That's why they crashing out all the time. Nobody ever taught them how to regulate their emotions. Man, if back in the day, if every time I got upset about something that happened to me at school, I ran to the school and acted a fool, man, it wouldn't be nothing. It wouldn't be no school. You understand? You couldn't just do that because you felt like doing that shit. But it was also consequences to it. Because, see, I had a mother and a father that was going to tag at my ass. You understand? So that's where it became something a little different. I think these kids now, a lot of them are kids raising kids. You got a lot of people that have had children, but they ain't raising those kids. Those kids are being raised by television, other forms of media, the social media, their friends. It was different then. My mama had me when she was 16 and I still had fucking rules. Okay? I still had to be in bed by 9 o'clock. Okay? I still had no phone calls after 8 o'clock. My mama ain't give a shit. My mama had a job, all of that stuff. Now, she might have got caught up in some stuff later on in her life, but she still always was responsible and took care of her fucking kids. These kids now, man, I don't know. They having babies just like, they out here like feral cats and feral dogs. They just in these streets. And my thing is, at that age, I was not thinking about having babies. You talk about 19 and 18, man, get out of here. Miss me with that shit. I wasn't thinking about no fucking babies. Are you kidding me? I wanted to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. And it just seems to me that a lot of young people, or just a lot of people, I don't even want to just blame it on young people, because it's a lot of older people that didn't raise their kids either. Let's keep it all the way a buck. It ain't just start recently. It's people back in the day that ain't never raised their fucking kids, and their parents raised their kids. You know, they love to send their kids down south to be raised. Parents all the way up in some big city partying, doing their own thing, like they ain't got no kids, when their parents are actually raising their children. So they would do. So older people try to pretend like they ain't have all that shit back then, but they was doing that stuff back then. You say our parents were not our friends. Let's say it again. My mama was not my friend. My mother didn't try to develop a friendship with me until I was grown and out of her house, had my own kids, had my own husband. Then my mother started talking that friendship shit. Then that's when I was like, team no new friends. You want to be my friend now, right? When I wanted to be your friend, you ain't want to be my friend, girl. Now you old and you don't do nothing I'm interested in. Now you want to be friends. You know what I'm saying? I was like, mama. But my mama was one of my bestest of friends. My mama and my grandmother. Because we used to do bingo together, go to the casino together. We would just, have a good time. Just have a good time. But we were not friends with our parents while we lived in the house. There was a clear delineation between child and parent. These kids now, you can't tell who the child and who the parent. The boyfriend living in the place or the girlfriend living in the place. I'm like, my mama wouldn't allow no shit like that. And like I said before, my mother had me at 16. She still wouldn't allow no shit like that. Hey, Jess, good afternoon. You just joined. It's that Epstein's file under his Como. Yes, that is. That is the Epstein files. We've been looking for those files the whole time. Trump claimed he was going to release them. Release me. We ain't got them files yet. He don't have enough edges to hide them files, but he's still doing it. He's still doing it. But even though he shouldn't. Bruh just won't let go, Won't let go. And again, everything's designed so that they don't want us to ask questions. But I want to know what's in those files. So I don't lose sight of the fact, don't lose focus that that we still don't have those files. Hold on, I'm putting something here. I'm typing something in the chat. If y'all hear some thunder, that's because it's raining. And if it keeps going like that, I might wrap up a little early because we do lose power over here where I'm at. Unfortunately, that happens quite a bit. So it's not and when we do that, I lose internet. And yeah, I'm back up in bumfuck, and where we don't have no service without Verizon or whatever your respective high-speed internet service is. So yeah. And I put my Blue Sky name in the chat. It's at the Bishop Tutu. So but I haven't posted over there. Look, it's been 4 months. Jesus. Yeah, I gotta go back. It's been a minute since I've been on Blue Sky. I like Blue Sky. I like it better than I like X. So Gavin should ask Putin to find the Epstein. Did y'all pay attention to that thing Trump said the other day where he said, Russia meddled in the election and this, that, and the other. So now he says that they meddled. My thing is this: how about them meddling and releasing them files? Debbie, you don't see them files right there, beloved? You said so. No, Debbie. We need to get to those files. Come on, Debbie. We need to get to those files, beloved, and pray for the president to get some edges. We want the files, please. Don't forget, Debbie, don't forget. We want the files. I know so many Republicans talked about getting those files before the election. So I figure that we should get them now, too. You know, we should get them now, too. So I just want the files. I don't get caught up in all the other stuff. Honestly, I just want the files so we can see what was really happening. That's all. I just want the files so we can see what was really happening. And it just seems to me Donald Trump is doing everything to hide these files, but we can see them. He can't hide them in his socks no more. Y'all know why. There's no more room in his socks and shoes. So we can't hide them. We can't hide them in there anymore. So, yeah, we can't do that. Thank you, Maud. I didn't even see it. They come in, they so mad when I put that stuff up. I'm like, what am I putting up that's wrong? I'm just saying release the files. That's all. Release the files. We're still waiting for that information that we have yet to get. Trump keeps claiming he's going to give it to us. Pam Bondi said she would. Dan Bongino, all of them did. Now, it's something I wanted to tell y'all. Thanks to tariffs. Remember I told y'all tariffs, those Trump taxes? All right? Thanks to tariffs, Walmart is marking up baby items. Okay? Nike is going to raise their shoe prices. The people who make Tide, Pampers, and Oral-B are raising their prices by 2.5%. All of that's happening, but if we could have just raised taxes on billionaires and gotten all of this revenue. But instead, they're taking it from me and from you. All they had to do was tax rich people. That's all. All they had to do was tax rich people. But the government is so bad about not wanting to tax rich folks and make them pay their fair share. They'd rather you and me pay it. And not only are we paying their share, we're paying our share, their share, and even more of that. Because as the government keeps spending money, guess what's going to happen? They're going to need to raise taxes, and our taxes are going to go up. If you're already getting mollywopped when you file your taxes, that's that Trump tax plan. Just know, that's that Trump tax plan. Okay? Just know that. I also want you to know that workers paid 7 times more taxes than corporations did in July. I'm going to say that again. Workers paid 7 times more taxes, more in taxes than corporations did in the month of July. Because they don't want you, they just want us to pay for rich people to live. Thank you so much, Blue, from your mouth to God's ears. But honestly, I'm afraid of being mainstream media. You know why? Because they're owned by big corporations that control what they get to say. They can't really report news. They have a script. Can you join? I mean, you can be in the room. I didn't need a co-host, though. You trying to be my Gayle to my Oprah. I don't need that today. Today, I'm on my Montel Williams. He ain't had no co-host. So, yeah. But y'all need to understand, we're paying all this money in taxes. And rich people, they're just getting to sit on stacks and stacks and stacks of money. Okay, well, you feel like I'm flat out wrong. Oh, well, he's gone already. Bye. I figured he was triggered by what I was saying, even though I was reading I'm reading from the article right here on my screen, but okay. It's an article on medium.com, but all right. Okay. But they always get mad when you tell the truth, right? They always get mad. Now, I want to tell you something else that happened in July, right? Because the mainstream media won't talk about it enough, right? In July, the government deficit reached $300 billion. The U.S. Treasury announced plans to borrow $1 trillion for the July through September quarter alone. Just for that quarter alone. That's how much money the Trump administration is blowing through, and Republicans. They're just blowing through our money like crazy, right? We have a monthly deficit of $300 billion, and quarterly borrowing of $1 trillion indicate a clear trend towards an annual deficit of $4 trillion. And they say there is no reason to believe the U.S. budget deficit will not reach $4 trillion annually. It's just a question of when, as the trajectory is evident, right? Then it says this means that a $4 trillion deficit in a $30 trillion economy, equating to a 13% deficit relative to the GDP. Now understand, in 1995, the public debt was $4.9 trillion. In 2005, it was $8 trillion. In 2015, it was $18 trillion. In 2025, we already at $37 trillion. Now, stop playing with me. Republicans love to spend fucking money. Okay? Every time a Democrat is in charge, you always hear this one word, austerity. Right? Isn't that a word that you've heard before? Austerity? You only hear it when a liberal's in the White House. When a Republican is in the White House, they spend, like Earthquake say, they spend money like it's a stolen credit card. Every time. Every time, but they don't say nothing because they want you to pay attention to the culture wars. You don't watch them spend all that money. And then by the time a liberal gets in office and tries to do something for you, Republicans hold up all the money and go, we got to be responsible with our spending. But we weren't responsible when your people were in charge. When they're in charge, they go to war, which costs a lot of money. Costs a lot of money to do things like that. And it costs us a lot of money because we end up paying for it. The rich don't pay for it. The rich don't pay for it. We do. That's why I'm saying we're in a bad way, y'all. The public debt has been doubling every 10 years. All they got to do is charge these damn corporations and these rich people. America is a tax haven for the rich and for corporations. It does everything on the backs of working class people. Rich people don't pay for the shit. When rich people don't want to pay for something, what do? Go to some local government and get some tax dollars in exchange for building some stuff. In exchange for some low-wage jobs that they're going to bring to the community. Anybody that's going to make any money, they're moving them from one area to another. You understand? You live in California. They've set up a new shop in Memphis. They're hiring some of those California people and moving them over to Memphis. They ain't looking to give Memphis folks high-level executive jobs. They putting you in the factory. This is what I try to get people to see. Exactly. Make rich people fucking pay. Do I think he's meeting with Putin to give him Alaska? I don't think he's meeting with Putin specifically to give him Alaska. This is what I do think. I do think that Trump thinks he's smarter than Vladimir Putin. I know that Trump is not. That's what I do believe. I believe that Trump thinks he's smarter than Vlad, and he ain't smarter than Vlad at all. Vlad is all one step ahead of him every time. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something interesting about that meeting that's going to happen tomorrow. There will be translators there, but no note-taking. So the only thing we know about that meeting is what Trump tells us and what Russia tells us. Hey, Miguel, we won't know nothing else. Yep, just like last time, Nessa. Just like last time. There will be nobody there to keep record for America, so we know and have transparency about what was talked about in that meeting. And considering Trump spends so much time talking so wonderful about Vladimir Putin, I can't expect him to be tough on Vladimir Putin. I mean, come on, with ankles like that, you can't be tough on that guy. Come on. Come on. Vlad rides horses shirtless. You are not intimidating that guy when you got fluid on your ankles. He just looking at you like this. I can't even take this seriously. You know, I can't even take it. He said Midas Touch is reporting a secret indictment of Epstein. Dems are trying to get it. Oh, interesting. I haven't heard about that yet. I'll have to dig into that. Okay, I'll make a note of that because I want to learn some more about that. Now, some people try to say that Trump was the one that told everybody, you know, that told the government about Epstein, which in turn got him in trouble. I don't believe that for 1 second because it would have exposed Trump. Somebody else did that. Yeah, somebody else did that. You said our allies are prepping like the 92%. Say it again. Yeah. What happened in the end with all of this with Trump, no matter what, America is forever changed and it's never going to be the same. That's the thing that America needs to accept no matter what. That it's never going to be the same no matter what. Yeah, those days are over. So when America gets to a point of understanding that, I think it'll be in a better place. But those days of like even post Trump, what I know, if I was in another country, I wouldn't trust us because we flip flop too much. It's too radical of a shift of everything. You know what I mean? So for me personally, I wouldn't trust us if I was on the other side. So I would assume other countries are thinking in exactly the same way. Don't trust those people because frankly, they've shown time and time again that they can't be trusted. And we've shown that because we don't trust ourselves. I mean, think about it. We don't trust ourselves. So I can understand countries feeling the same way about us. Now, I know it's something that I wanted y'all to listen to. Okay, so there's this audio, right, where one of the gentlemen from Trump's cabinet, and I use that term gentleman extremely, loosely. But remember when Joe Biden did student loan forgiveness and Republicans sued? Y'all remember that? I'm gonna wait to see if y'all remember that. Okay, so they said Biden didn't have authority, right? That a president couldn't do stuff like that. Now listen to one of Trump's cabinet members. Oh, hold on. I have to unmute it first. Okay. Let me turn it up.
The greatest nation on earth. For that, or do you think it?
Hold on. I'm gonna turn it up some more. Hold on for a second. The sound isn't loud enough. Okay. Now listen.
The greatest nation on earth.
For that, or do you think it would be?
President Trump doesn't have a limitation on his authority to make this country safe again. There's no limitation on that.
Thank you, Mr. Miller.
Now you heard that? He said that Donald Trump has no limitation on what he can do to make this country safe. So a Republican president, there is no ceiling to their authority. But a liberal can't even give you student loan forgiveness. I told you that rich people want you to stay crippled by debt. Because when you stay crippled by debt, you stay tied to jobs that you don't like. You stay in economic situations you don't like. You don't chase the things that you need to be chasing, your passions, your dreams, the things you really want in your life that you can really make money and support yourself with. But they don't want you to do that because they want you to stay crippled by debt. Because if you stay crippled by debt, boom. Gary, get out, beloved. I don't trust Garys that have 2 R's in their name. Something is funny about that. That's kind of weird. I ain't never seen Gary spelled like that. I can't trust it. That was somebody trying to be unique. But how come Donald Trump doesn't have a ceiling to his authority, but liberals do? I told y'all this is about rich people wanting to take over more of your life. The Republican Party is not for the working class, okay? They're not. They're for big business and they're for rich people. You're not either of those things, right? So why do you continue to vote for that party? What are you getting out of that? What, you're owning the libs? But you're still poor though. Because you can't own the libs. You can't pay for that at the grocery. You can't pay with that at the grocery store. You can't go to Walmart and go, here you go, Sheila, I'm paying with some liberal tears. It doesn't work that way, beloved. They don't want smaller government either, dude. You know why? I ain't never met a government that's small enough to fit in a woman's uterus. Now, I know it can expand to deal with a 20-pound baby, but I think that a woman's uterus, it stops way before being able to hold the whole government in there. Not true, Manolo. That's why I gotta let you go, beloved. You're not enlightened. Gotta let you go. You're in the matrix, beloved. Bye. You're in the matrix. And unlike Neo, when people are in the matrix, I leave them there. I am not interested in pulling nobody out the matrix that don't want out. You want to stay there? Stay there. Be my guest. Who am I to tell you that you shouldn't believe the things that you want to believe? I just tell you facts. It's up to you what you're going to do with that. But it's not for me to tell you what to do. You know what I go? Think of me as the oracle. Yeah. How about that? I don't tell you what to do. I just give you information. MLK said that all they had to eat was Jim Crow. Listen, say it again. Say it again. Man, I tell you, America, again, I keep asking, how much is America willing to lose? How much is America willing to lose just to be able to continue to lift up this system? You know? Mario, don't nobody care what you talking about, beloved. You don't have 500 followers. I'm not listening to that. If you can't even get 500 people to listen to you, why should I be 450 something? Why should I do that? That don't even make sense. Like, I'm not doing that. They're so easy to trigger. They're so easy to trigger. I'm just going, where are the files? That's all. That's all. Hold on, let me. There we go. They get so mad. It's like, don't get mad. Don't get mad. We want the files. That's all. They were friends. Y'all see how Melania Trump is threatening to sue Hunter Biden, and we all know she's not going to sue him. She's saying she's going to sue because Hunter Biden said that that Epstein introduced Melania and Donald Trump to each other. And so it's like, well, if that's the case, beloved, sue him. Don't threaten it. Do it. Do it. She can't sue him on shit. And haven't we seen the pictures of them all together? More than one picture? It's like, girl, stop playing in our face. We've seen the damn pictures, beloved. It was back when your man had definition in his ankles. So don't tell me that it never happened. So she's so upset. If that's how I feel about it, Lori, go ahead and sit for that deposition. Go ahead. So we can get more information. And I'm going to stop real quick and say thank you all for joining me this afternoon. If you could tap that like button for me. And with the copy button, copy link counts as a share. So thank you so much. You don't even have to send it to anybody. And don't forget to check out my Patreon. The link is in my bio because the newest episode of the Straight No Chaser podcast came out yesterday, where I talked to immigrants specifically to say, listen, when you immigrate to America, don't be doing that assimilation shit. Hang on to the things that make you you, the customs, the traditions, the language, the food, all of those things that make your people your people. Okay? Because that's one of the things that helps to make America unique. Okay? You did the assimilation and regret it. Yeah, Days. But see, as long as you're living, you have an opportunity to still be you, brother. You understand? Or sister. I'm not sure what your gender is, so I don't want to say the wrong thing. But oh, thank you so much for saying it's a great podcast, Tiffany. I appreciate that. Yep, you can be an American and still celebrate your heritage. I never see a problem with it. Oh, okay. You said we were ashamed in school and work, even teachers. Wow, I can understand that. Because there was I remember a certain segment of time in like the 80s into the 90s. I would say a little bit of the early 2000s. People were, a lot of immigrants were focused on coming here and, being American. So changing their first name to an American name, even though their last name is still their real name, their traditional name. You know what I mean? Immersing their children in American culture to the point that sometimes their children don't even know their native language, which is so interesting to me. So, you said Hispanic sister, the whole Saved by the Bell. I remember Saved by the Bell, yeah. Because during that time, that's what America was selling to you, was America. Like, okay, I'm going to give you a great example. Yesterday on television, I was watching 16 Candles. 16 Candles was on. Y'all remember that, right? And as I'm watching that movie, I'm at the end of the movie, and I thought about it. I said, you know what? All these kids are fucking rich. Like, they're all from very well-to-do families. I mean, they all are doing good. Not all of them ain't as rich as Jake's family. Jake's family was fucking loaded, remember? Because Jake gave the young boy his Rolls Royce to drive the girlfriend home, right? So, just on a whim, like, yeah, just take the car. You know what I'm saying? All those kids had money. They were all, well, their families did. They were in single-family homes. They were like, they weren't hurting for nothing. And back then, it was about selling you on that's the life that you wanted to have. And that's what made you an American. You know what I'm saying? Not hanging on to your customs, not hanging on to your tradition and your languages. I remember there was a time where there wasn't a Spanish option when you would call into telephone lines. I remember that shit. I remember. And I remember when they started offering that option. I remember when there wasn't that option. Like, you were just forced into it. Like, you didn't have a choice. Now, not so much. Yep, we were sold the American family values all the time. And if you wanted to see people that weren't white, you had to buy non-white media, magazines, newspapers. Otherwise, you were not going to see people of color inside the pages of any of those magazines. Like, except if it was crime related. That's about the only time they talked about black people, or they talked about Michael Jackson. See, Michael Jackson spanned all races. He wasn't, to them, they saw him as he wasn't black. He was just Michael Jackson. So you would see Michael Jackson in white stuff all the time. Because to them, he was just Michael Jackson. You understand? Yeah, we had to buy like Jet, Essence, shit like that. Right On magazine. If we wanted to see black folk back then. I remember. Yep, say it again. Look, Michael was kind of on racist, listen. But at his core, Michael was a brother from Gary, Indiana. See, like once they turned on him, then Michael let down the veil a little bit and showed us more of his blackness. Right? Once he had been betrayed, then he showed more of his blackness. Bro had Notorious B.I.G. on his CD. Listen. And let me tell you something. I still say it, that at the time, Michael Jackson had a lot of stank on his name, but I still say it and I stand by it. Invincible was one of his best albums ever. That album was a damn classic. The production was outstanding. The songs were wonderful. There was nothing on that damn Invincible CD to skip. Not one song. That was a brilliant CD. It was because it was Michael Jackson. The industry was not going to try to make it seem like it was good. That was a great fucking CD. I used to bump that thing like crazy. That was a great CD. Or, look, listen, I'm showing my age CD. It was a great release. It was a great release. I know the kids are like, CD, what's that? Oh, y'all heard that? That was some extra rumbling. Yeah, we had got some notifications earlier. Oh, listen, I was born with tapes too, honey. 8-track, cassettes. Shit, I was born 45s, album, all that shit. Hell, when I was born, there was no cable. Okay? You said you got terminated from FAA when my midterm was excellent and in. I can feel you, JB. I lost my government job too. And I ain't even do nothing. He just destroyed our whole agency and shut it down. I used to work for USAID and they shut down the entire agency. So, you know, we all lost our gigs with that. So, and I haven't had any luck finding anything just yet. I'm looking, but it's so many people concentrated in a very small area without jobs. It's very competitive. And then a lot of companies were getting government funding. And so with government being so up in flux right now, it's hard for companies to make investments. Onboarding employees is extremely expensive. And so nobody wants to do that and then have to let you go because they don't have the money. That costs too much money. They would rather just not even bring you in. Yeah, I've started to look for more remote stuff. So hopefully that turns into something. But we'll see. But I got to be honest, I haven't been hardcore doing it not the way I needed to. Because frankly, I just been pouring into myself like, yo, I'm tired of working for people and them fucking me over. You understand? Saying Trump is better while your name is Juice Legend is just wow. That's not the thing to say. That's not the thing to say. Those two things, I just know, again, I like crass humor. I'll just leave it at that. I like crass humor. You said that part, I'm doing that as well. My corporate position. Oh, your corporate. Oh, they eliminated your position too, huh, Sharon? Yeah. We're kind of all in the same boat. For a lot of people, I tell people, now is the time to lean into doing something for yourself, man. And seeing how you can monetize on being you. Whatever that is. Whether it's woodworking, writing, hosting, whatever it is that you do, then you can do well. Lean into that. And make money with that. And if you can pay your bills every month and still have insurance, you doing okay. That's real shit. Because the market has changed again. It really has changed again. I'm now telling my children, you need to create businesses. We're not even having the discussion anymore about going to work for somebody's company. You need to be taking classes, getting education, and starting businesses. That's what you need to be doing. And rolling your personal expenses, through your business so that you can, and pay yourself out of that business. And you're going to have to play the same game that these rich people play in order to really have a good life. I was watching some video earlier where they were talking about how rich people use Medicare, how they're able to get Medicare and stuff like that. I think it's Medicare, like when you're older, and how they sell their home to a trust and get paid from the trust, so they're able to keep the home and get government benefits. Ciao. I'm like, listen, we got to be smarter and start doing those things that we see them doing. Because at the end of the day, until the system changes, you know how you change the system? When you start doing the shit they doing, they change the rules. Every fucking time. Every time you and I start doing what they do, when you start matching their energy, they change the rules every fucking time. Think about it every time, without fail. And they do it because it's like, damn, they figured it out. All right, let's try something else. Think about it every time it happens. And that's on purpose. They want to be able to take advantage of these systems and these processes. They want us to suffer. Yep, copy the Warren Buffetts of the world. These people are very good about sheltering their income to lessen their tax burden. We have to be smarter about that for us too. I hate to say it, but because rich people are going to continue to lean on us. And you need to get your asses into these public offices. Don't just keep voting for people. Ask yourself why you can't do that job. Of course you can do that job. You manage your household every day. How come you can't manage the needs of the citizens in your district? Of course you can. Of course you can. See, I remember when I was a kid growing up, most politicians were lawyers. So I was like, well, I could never be a congressman or something or a senator because I don't have a law degree. That was my thought. Now, shit. You don't even need a high school diploma. Hello, Lauren Boebert. She didn't get her GED until later, but you understand my point. Now you can just be anybody. As long as you're passionate about what it is that you're doing, you're able to get some money behind you, you know how to talk to people, you keep your promises. If you say you're going to do something, do it. And if you can't do it, be honest and transparent with people. Listen, when I was running for office, I told you I was going to do X, Y, and Z. Now that I'm in here in this job, I understand why I can't do X and Y in a very short amount of time. That's going to take some time. I can implement Z right now. Now, since I can't implement X and Y all at one time right now, I am going to talk to you about the little the intricate pieces we can get started with to get to a point in the future of completing X and Y. See, that's what you got to expect from your politicians. That's what y'all don't get right now. Y'all just y'all elect these people. They don't make good on their promises, but you also don't call them out. Like, why didn't you do those things you said you was going to do? Like right now with MAGA and the Epstein files. Where are the files? Don't forget. Hold on. I'm going to switch to this because don't lose sight of the fact we still need those Epstein files. And I did see some footage earlier of the Tennessee floods. Whoa. They're catching it bad down there. They're catching it bad down there. And now there's no FEMA. Listen. What they say, be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. Do I think is all over the files? Yeah, I think Trump's name is all in those files because him and Epstein were good friends. You have to remember, Trump's private plane that he owns right now is Jeffrey Epstein's old plane. Thoughts on AOC and Bernie? Okay, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest because I've been honest up to this point. I like AOC. I like Bernie too. However, I did not vote for Bernie any of the times that he ran. And the only reason why, it wasn't the only reason why. There was a couple reasons why I didn't vote for Bernie. But one of the reasons why I didn't vote for Bernie is because he's not a Democrat. They're Democratic primaries, and I don't believe in jumping all around parties. I don't believe in that. Because Democrats are donating to their party. They're donating to their caucus. They're putting money in. And no disrespect, I come from the hood. If you didn't put in on it, you damn sure not going to benefit from it. So that was just my position. Yep, Bernie is like a Ross Perot almost. I would say that. He's like a Ross Perot, but I think Bernie has wised up to the best way to approach this. So that's why I said I like Bernie. What do I think of Stephen Miller? I think that Stephen Miller, he's a hateful guy. I feel like he's behind of a lot of the ideas and the things that Trump does. Ultimately, though, Trump is a grown-ass man, so anything he chooses to do, he does because he wants to. But I do believe that Stephen Miller was a guy that always got picked on, so now he's in a position of power and he uses it to his advantage. Yep, that's what happens when you get bullied in school and you never got therapy. I'm just giving you my perspective and opinion on it. You studied sustainability. My professor worked for NASA and ran for LA City. Okay, her name is Lorraine Lundekis. Okay, cool. I'm telling you, all y'all need to run for office. Run for office. Y'all forget about the time in California all those people were running for president, all the way down to Gary Coleman. Anybody can run for office if you're passionate about it and you know how to talk to people. Reggie, I don't think Stephen Miller runs Trump, but I think Stephen Miller has a huge influence on Trump. Certainly has. I'm going to tell you who runs Trump. Money. Trump loves money. So whatever's going to get him paid and get him the resources that he wants, that's how Trump thinks. What's in it for me? And I think Stephen Miller is good about packaging it up to Trump so he understands how it's good for him, so Trump does the things that he wants, that he wants him to do. Yeah, Trump goes through money like water, but it doesn't matter now because he has America's pocketbook. And so since he has America's pocketbook, he can do whatever he wants to do. So Trump don't care about running through that money. Trump has made the most money he's ever made in his life this second go round. This second go round, he's made way more money than he's ever made in his lifetime. Right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. So just so y'all know, Trump is making money hand over fist and he ain't the only one. Now, if you local to the DMV area, just so y'all know, a guy named Benny Johnson, he says that the entire Washington, D.C. neighborhoods need to be emptied and bulldozed. They think that D.C. needs to be taken over, all the citizens pushed out, and rehabilitated. Y'all know what that means. I told y'all when Trump used to say make America great again, I said from the beginning, great for who? Because if you talk about going backwards, it wasn't very great for people of color, black folks, women, immigrants, special needs people, people with handicaps, people with disabilities, people with mental illness. No, it wasn't Trump that said it. It was one of the other guys that's affiliated with him. Now, Trump is carrying on in D.C. because he has authority because it's D.C. and D.C. is not a state. So he has some authority to fuck with D.C. But Trump can't just go to Philadelphia. He can't just do that shit. See what I'm saying? The government can't just come into a city and do whatever they want to do, even if they want to. The only way they can do that is if they get permission from your leaders. So if you see it, it's because the leaders of your government have given them permission to do so. That's how it happens. T-Mobile is advertising they have 600 satellites Starlink. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Everybody's connected to that. Your information's moving through it. And trust me, they're watching and reading. It don't matter anyway, because when Elon came in, he got all your information when he came in. When he paid for Trump, when he first got into the government, when Trump came in the second time, Elon already got all your information. So it's Starlink, it really doesn't matter. Because he already got all your shit when he was in for those couple months. No oversight. And took the data with him when he left. So it don't matter. Republicans just let him have all that shit. They said, fuck it. And that's literally what's happening. Just fucking people over. That's why I wonder what Tennessee is going to do. Because they don't have the money to come back off the storm. I guess the people of Tennessee just going to be fucked. That's what they voted for, right? They voted for Trump. Because even at the feds really can't give them much money, y'all. The federal government is blowing through too much money right now. With trying to do all these deportations and build all these camps and all this shit costs money. They don't have the money. That's why they're borrowing so much. And the deficit's running up so fast. We ain't got it. They spending like crazy. So it's no way that the government is going to really help Tennessee rebuild. Man, Tennessee is fucked. You said, and the local government pockets all the tax dollars too. Yeah, they do. It's a lot of corruption there. Rich people will be able to be okay, but everybody else in Tennessee, they fucked. But this is what happens when you don't hold your government accountable and have that level of corruption, unfortunately. I'm not saying you didn't hold your government accountable, man, but I'm talking about the people who vote Republican. They don't even hold the people they vote for accountable. They just vote for them because they got an R next to their name. And that's not the right reason to vote for somebody. You still have to hold them the fuck accountable. That's why I tell y'all about Democrats. If you sit up there and be lazy and not hold them accountable, guess what? They still gonna not deliver on the shit that they supposed to. Because you don't hold them accountable anyway. So all that stuff you talking is a waste of time. If you don't hold them accountable, you're never gonna get none of that shit. No more. That's why I said for Democrats, no more being fucking nice. You want to be nice? You can't represent me. I'm not voting for you. Because what I know is you can't be nice to a Republican. Those aren't nice people. So you can't be nice when you campaigning and when you dealing with. You got to be willing to go gutter. Matter of fact, you got to go gutter before they go gutter. Quiet as kept. Folks got to be out here acting like Eric Mays. Y'all, I miss fucking Eric Mays. But folks need to be tapping into their inner Eric Mays. For real, for real. For real, for real. And you ain't never lied, Troy. Eric Mays used to not give no fucks. And I loved every minute of it. Why? Because he was calling those damn people out. They knew they could never come slipping when Eric Mays was in that fucking room. Because he was going to call them out every time. They sent ICE and Border Patrol to Gavin's conference. They can send it there all they want to. Gavin Newsom not intimidated by them at all. That's why I love it. He built for the shit with Trump. And he has definition in his ankles and his calves. Unlike the president. But Eric Mays, listen. Somebody need that Eric Mays energy and be running and pop that shit. Now, question. Have y'all seen Head of State yet? Like I told y'all with Chris Rock and Bernie Mac. That's the type of energy we need. Have y'all seen that movie? That is the type of energy we need. That fucking Head of State energy. That's the exact energy we need. NATO, I don't know nothing about no NATO. You know NATO Jenkins? I know NATO. Listen, that's the energy that we need. Because we not going to get nowhere being nice. You need somebody that's willing to be gutter and call it out. I remember there was a time where politicians, if they said profanity, that it was like the end of the world. They were so crass, lack class. And you can't vote for them. And they can't be a leader in this country. Trump curses all the time. Listen, you ain't got to be that type of leader no more. You can bring the pain. When they come out to the stage, instead of coming out to some fucking rock and roll, come out to some trap shit. You see me in the streets of Charlotte, you don't know me. When you holler in the streets, remember you don't know me. Man, what? Come out to some T.I. or something. Some Tupac. Some Notorious B.I.G. Stop all the bullshit. No more being fucking nice. And making very clear, I am not a candidate. I'm like no other candidate that you've ever seen before when it comes to running as a liberal. I'm a proud socialist. I believe in helping the working class on the backs of rich people. And I believe that rich people that don't pay their taxes are vampires on society and need to be taxed or they need to leave. Say it. Say the quiet part out the fuck loud. Ask, hey, rich person, why you not paying your taxes? You got it. You think you're supposed to keep all your money while this single mother over here is struggling to feed her child? And you just bought a $50,000 purse? You should be embarrassed by your behavior. Call their ass out. Problem is everybody too damn nice. Oh, we can't say that part. They won't give us money. Man, fuck your money. I'm talking to regular people. Fuck your money. If you don't want to donate to my campaign because I said that you're rich and you don't pay enough taxes and your ass know you don't pay enough taxes, then fuck you. Keep your money. See, people got to be willing to say that stuff. The problem is people don't want to say, I need money. No, you need to learn how to use social media. That's what you need. You need to learn how to create a movement. That's what you need to do. Because if you do that, you really don't need money per se. You don't really need money. But you need a position. And you need to stand firmly in it and communicate it in a way that people can understand. Then you're on your way. Donald Trump ultimately was a movement. That's why Republicans are still behind him. Liberals need a movement. You said a YouTube channel? What you mean, a movement like a YouTube channel? What you mean? But that's the issue. Yeah, they also need YouTube channels if you mean like these elected officials. A lot of them are just so far behind. They want to do everything traditionally. They got to understand that a lot of times, especially in today's society, people are doing so much that people are taking in information in bite-sized chunks, right? Bite-sized chunks. And so because that's happening, you got to be able to deliver information in bite-sized chunks in ways that people can understand. Unfortunately, folks are not going to go read the fucking Constitution. Explain the little piece that you're trying to talk about in that 60 seconds in a way that they can understand related to their life at that moment right now. Because they ain't about to go read for understanding. They got shit to do. That's just a fact. Accept the realities of it. Adjust. Pivot. That's my biggest frustration. Still trying to talk to people in the same way that you've always spoken to people. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. And that's one of our biggest problems. And you're right. Old Democrats need to step aside. Because they're very antiquated in their messaging. Yep, I remember that guy spoke with Reagan on C-SPAN. Yep. And see, the other thing is, too, I'm going to tell you another way that the country got taken over by conservatism. Liberals don't really do talk radio. Liberals don't do talk radio. Liberals do entertainment type radio. I mean, now you have more liberal-centered talk radio, but it's not even really talk radio more than it's podcasts. You understand? Now, because now people are more into podcasting now. And so now you're getting more people in liberal spaces podcasting, but people are afraid to be liberal podcasts, socialists. You understand? And podcasts. They wanted to go where it was easy, where they wouldn't get I guess attacked is the right word, but bothered by conservatives, which is, either not talking about socialism or liberal stuff or just going all in on the grift and just talking about conservative shit. Folks have to be strong and willing enough to talk about socialism, liberal policies, but connected in a way that connects with everybody, no matter your political party. Because everybody want to feed their children. No matter who you vote for, you still want to feed your fucking kids. That's a fact. You still want to make sure you keep a roof over your head. You want to make sure you keep the lights on. All of this shit is just basic shit that we all want. We want to live in safe neighborhoods. You know what I mean? We want good roads so it don't fuck up the little vehicle that we do own. You understand? You work for this car. You don't want your car all fucked up because the infrastructure of the country's all screwed up because the roads ain't right. You know what I mean? You want affordable groceries, affordable housing. This is basic shit that spans the realm no matter what your political party is. That's where I say, folks, that's what's been missing in liberal spaces. That's what's been missing. And so that's why I be like, man, pop your shit if you're doing it. Because that is missing. All you hear is that conservative bullshit. And I love it the most from traditional conservative women. Because I go, you're a liar, you're a fraud. Because if you were a traditional conservative woman, beloved, you wouldn't have a podcast. They always expose themselves. I'm a traditional woman. No, you're not. A podcast is a job, beloved. You're still working. You're promoting it. You're planning for it. You're doing editing. All these things. You're working. If you're in a traditional relationship and your man does everything, brings in all the bacon and everything and all that stuff, and you just cook it, you shouldn't be doing a fucking podcast. But whatever. All of them are full of shit. It's fine time where they say, look, that's why I love this space now and being able to give my commentary. I'm feeling like in Color Purple. Sophia home now. Like, I'm going to say my commentary and say what I got to say. No, I don't have audiences huge like Charlie Kirk or what's the girl with split ends? Candace Owens. Right. I may not have her level of followers, but I also don't have a lawsuit from the First Lady of France either. So I think I'm doing okay. You understand? I am doing okay. Because I don't have to worry about that. Those are her own problems, you know? You didn't expect that Color Purple reference, did you? I told you I love movies. You know those ends are split. She just started deep conditioning a couple of years ago. Honey, that hair ain't really start getting laid till she married that man. I said what I said. I said what I said because the flyaways were flying away constantly. That's all I'm saying. Somebody started getting a Brazilian blowout. That's all I'm saying. I noticed the change. Now y'all can say y'all didn't notice. I noticed the hair. That hair be, honey, that hair is laid now, honey. Unfortunately for her, after this lawsuit from the First Lady of France, she gonna go right back to them flyaways, honey. She gonna go back to that Candace haircut she had when she was with the NAACP, when she had to help the NAACP sue her school system. Look up the picture. When you see the picture, you're going to howl. She gonna have to go back to that because she ain't got no money. When you see that picture, you're going to howl. She gonna have to go back to that. I'm telling you, because the Macrons are about to eat that money up. Do you understand? I'm sorry, Nicole girl. Listen, I have to. I can't stand Candace. Because she just says anything. And she thinks because she keeps talking that makes her right. That's why I love when she was had that debate with Priscilla. Oh, that was a beautiful thing. First of all, you shouldn't try to debate Priscilla on even a bad day. Even if she's having a bad day, that's a bad thing to do. But that day, she was having a great fucking day, and she let Candace have it. I was like, Candace, girl, this is not somebody to debate. You would have been better off going to some high school, going up against some high schoolers. That's just real talk. Because she got her ass handed to her in that thing. Then you're going to watch the Amanda Seales episode on Julabee with 20 conservative. Like, oh, that's going to be interesting. I want to know how black conservatives are reconciling with the fact now that the Trump administration is just being hardcore racist. That's what I want to know. How are they reconciling with that? What do they tell themselves at night? Like, what does Byron Donalds say to himself when he looks in the mirror? Besides he say, damn, you a jackass. Like, what else does he say besides that? I'm just wondering what Tim Scott thinks. Yeah, I guess they don't care, but I guess I don't know. I look at it and go, I remember my family always making clear that I understood what racism was, right? And real hardcore true racists don't give a fuck that you're a black senator. You're still black. So to them, you're still less than. Same thing with Clarence Thomas. They don't give a shit that you're a justice. They don't give a fuck. To them, you're black. So you're less than. So that's the part that makes me wonder and go, I know they may think they're special, but they're everything but that. That's the thing. You get caught in the wrong place at the wrong time around the wrong people. Unfortunately, they're not going, your title will be irrelevant to them. But okay. Reggie, I think they're able to face their own families because their own families agree with that shit too. They're all in that dark place. They're so immersed in white supremacy that they can't even see themselves anymore. Because to see themselves forces them to have conversations, uncomfortable conversations that they really don't want to have. So they would rather, to Tiffany's point, stay in a sunken place. It's easier to reconcile it. Real talk. I've seen it happen. I've seen black people that have grown up in like all white spaces and they had problems really with their identity and knowing who they are. And it wasn't until they got in black spaces that they were actually put in a position where they were being able to be comfortable enough to tap into who they were. Because black people are going to force it on you. They're going to force you to come to reconcile with who you are. Like, because they're gonna come at you like, wait a minute. I'm trying to understand, like, who you are. And your background and, like, all that shit. So, I'm not judging you or nothing like that. But I really think you need to take some time to work on you and figure out who you are. Because you seem confused about it. Like, black people will literally say that shit to you. They will literally say that shit to you. Like, I can tell that you're confused about your own identity. And you need to work on that. I know my black ass will. And the reason why I would say that to somebody, especially if I see them struggling with it, to me, saying it is almost like saying, I see you. I'm not judging you. I see you. I'm not judging you. Understand, it's going to take some time to reconcile and go through what you got to go through. But on the other side, you're going to be better for it. I don't really have any books. I'm trying to think about books about that. Shit. None. You can see, like, Malcolm X, the autobiography of Malcolm X, shit like that. Because honestly, for me, books by Zora, I would read black authors like a Gathering of Old Men, you know. But that stuff isn't about finding your identity, more so than it's great writing and writing about blacks and black stories. You understand what I'm saying? Honestly, I think when it comes to figuring out who you are as a person, no matter your ethnicity, but figuring out who you are as a person and not losing sight of that and getting caught up in things around you is to spend a lot of time by yourself. And that's a thing that most people don't like to do, frankly. They want to be around other people and have other people shape who they are. But that is not how you're going to figure that shit out. You really ultimately figure out who you are by spending time by yourself without other fucking people. Right. You've got to be alone. You got to have no noise. Like, because the people are noise. Other people are noise. And their lives do have an influence on you, even if you don't think it does. It does. So the only way for you to get to who you are is to do shit alone. Folks be acting like they don't, like it's embarrassing to go out to eat alone, go to a museum alone, go on a vacation alone. No, it's not. It's you discovering and figuring out you. That's the only way you're going to figure out what you like and don't like. Ultimately, versus you doing shit just to make other people happy. Because those are two different things. Because when you tap into knowing who you are, when somebody comes to you with something, you say, nah, I'm not really into that. But if you want to hang out and do something else, let me know. Hit me up. And you have no problem telling somebody no. Because you know in your heart of hearts, I just don't like shit like that. So I'm not going to go to that event because that's not what I like. And going to that with you won't change that. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with that, but you got to know who you are to be comfortable enough to do those types of things. But that takes you being alone. A lot of people don't. And when alone, being by yourself doesn't mean you're lonely. That's the other T. That's the other T that I got to say to people. That's the other T. Being alone does not mean you are lonely. So many people misinterpret that too. Being alone means you're able to sit still with self. Listen to yourself. Be your own company. See, I had two brothers. I ain't have no sisters. So I had to learn very early on at a very young age how to be to self and entertain me, because I couldn't always play with them two knuckleheads. And to say it again, Robin, I love my company. Shit. Quiet as kept, I am my best person to hang out with. What? Stop playing with it. It's nothing to hang out for me to hang out with me all day. Nothing. It don't bother me at all. I never understand people who always have to have people around. That shit weird to me. Because I'm like, damn, you don't never have no quiet time. That don't bother you. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to do weird shit. And a lot of times I want to do weird shit where only I'm around. So I don't want nobody asking me, like, why are you standing in the kitchen rapping Biggie Smalls while you up here river dancing at the same time? Because I want to. Mind your business. That's what my brain is doing right now. And that's what I do me. And that's how I am. I just like to do me. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not a Capricorn. I'm actually an Aquarius. Not too far off. Capricorns be copycatting off of Aquariuses. Yeah, I said it. That was like me dropping a bomb and walking away. You said you love quiet, not lonely and happy. Exactly, Rosalind. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with river dancing. And listen, ain't nothing for me to be in here rapping to Biggie. Lately, I've been rapping to Clips, because I've been listening to that new Clips CD so crazy. Look, here I go CD again. Ain't got a CD in the first. The new Clips project, okay? So I've been listening to that and been learning the rhymes from that, because I just been enjoying myself so much. It be having me in here thinking I'm cooking up like I'm in a trap house or somewhere. Ain't never been in that near a trap house. I ain't about that life at all. I am soft as cotton about shit like that. You understand? I ain't built for no jail. But I ain't gonna lie, I be in my kitchen cutting potatoes like shit. I'm in here like Pusha T. I'm like, you was Fuji, la la, I was Alibaba. I don't know nothing about what that even means. I have no idea what that even means. I have to watch the videos from the youngest explain it. And I'm in here, look, I got my little notebooks. You know, I got my little notebooks and stuff here, right? And I'm in here right now. Oh, that's what Lady Gaga means. Got it. Because I was confused. I was like, why is he selling Lady Gaga? Now I get it. I know nothing of that life, but let me tell you, Pusha and Malice got me in this joint like, man, what? Stop playing. So be it. Hey, cutting potatoes and onions. Listen, can't tell me. I'll be like, right in the pan, C-L-I-P, S-C-F-P. Ah! I've listened to that CD. Here I go again. I have listened to that project too many times. Too many times. It is a great project. If you have not listened to it, I'm just so happy that it's a return to hip hop. And I am hoping that Andre 3000 listens to this project and it really triggers him to want to rap again, and him and Big Boy get back together and we get a new Outkast project. Because I would really love a new Outkast project. I have missed them together. And I hope that Andre sees that there are things that he can rap about in his 50s. So that's what I'm hoping for. You know what I'm saying? Because I miss hearing real lyricists. And not that we don't have some out here. We do have some of these rappers out here now that I don't call them rappers. Those are lyricists. You understand? Man, I was loving how Tyler was getting his man on there. I said, oh, I like this, Tyler. Okay, I like this type of... It just seemed like Tyler had been waiting for a lifetime to be able to do a song with the Clips. He felt so good. So I loved every minute of it. Yeah, Kendrick is doing great things. I love me some Kendrick, but I always have. I really love me some Kendrick. But I think Kendrick was like the domino that kind of tipped over. And like all this stuff is coming after it. And I love every minute of it. I really enjoy it because it's a return to real lyricism, real storytelling. And that's what's been missing to me from hip hop. You know, that's what I miss. I knew what you meant, dude. I knew. I listened to a lot of the old school stuff. I listened to mostly old school stuff. See, before that new Clips album came out, I was listening to Life After Death and Ready to Die from Notorious B.I.G. I was still listening to those things. Those are classic fucking CDs. I was listening to old Goody Mob, old Nas, old T.I., old who y'all remember them people? Road smoking on hey, Crucial Conflict. Man, in the middle of the barn. Little youngins don't know nothing about that. Listening to some Slick Rick, Big Daddy Kane. Shit, I was listening to a whole bunch of stuff. Who is my favorite female singer? Ooh, Judy, I cannot choose just one. What genre are we talking? Because I can't choose just one. And what decade are we talking? See, it's not that simple, Judy. It's not that simple. Oh, yeah, I listen to Rakim, too. Yeah, there's nobody like Whitney. Whitney is unmatched. And you know the void that is missing because she's not here, because you could tell. Because not that there's not some nice artists out here, but they ain't no Whitney Houston. They're not no Whitney Houston. When I run into an old Whitney video, I'm like, damn, I miss Whitney Houston. I miss Michael Jackson, too. So I miss that. I remember I used to love me some Curtis Blow. And I used to remember this because I learned this. That Rapper's Delight. Have you ever went over a friend's house to eat and the food just ain't no good? See, the macaroni solid, the peas all mush, and the chicken tastes like wood. And you try to play it off like you think you can by saying that you're full. And your friend says, Mama, he just being polite. He ain't finished. That's bull. Or why the sticky food steaming, your mind starts to dreaming of the moment it's time to leave. Listen, stop playing with me. I used to sit, me and my brother, listen to my mama's albums and learn that shit because she wouldn't let us listen to the bad stuff. We had to wait till she left to do that. Couldn't do nothing. Couldn't do nothing in that house. Yeah, Lettucey is good. I like Lettucey. I'm going to tell you what to me is missing in today's R&B. Great songs. That's what's missing. You don't really get too many great R&B songs anymore. When you combine lyrics, the actual music and production and everything, like I'm gonna give you an example. I love me some Chris Brown. I really, really, really do. I love Chris Brown. But I'm gonna tell you, I think one thing Chris misses sometimes, not all the time. Chris has the voice where he can create classic songs. Songs that are bigger than Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You, literally. But the lyrics be on some ghetto hood shit. And I'm like, I'm not singing that stupid shit. I'm not singing that. Like, I'm just not going to sing that. Like, come on, man. This could have been a great song. You know what I'm saying? But these lyrics are ass. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that gets me sometimes with Breezy. I like Chris Brown. But sometimes I'm like, this is lazy ass songwriting. This is lazy fucking songwriting. That's what I miss about the Babyface's songwriting. You know what I mean? Because you ain't gonna get that type of lazy. You gonna get real intentional music. And I just feel like some of this music these days it's just very lazy, frankly. Because when I listen to the lyrics, I'm like, they ain't talking about shit. This is whack. Oh, I love After 7. I love you. Now, I ain't gonna lie though, that Kevon Edmonds solo album, when he had his first solo album, that shit was a classic and golden. Stop playing with it. That was a fabulous album. Fabulous album. Fabulous. Like I said, Michael Jackson Invincible, fabulous album. Madonna Bedtime Stories, slept on, fabulous album. Babyface put his foot in that damn Bedtime Story album. What? Stop playing with Madonna. That album was great. That album was great. If you have not heard that album, you need to listen to that album. That damn Bedtime Stories album is a great fucking album. It was a slept on album. Yep, I miss a lot of Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis stuff. Honestly, Janet Jackson need to be back with them. That's when she had her best shit. Oh, Whitney in Africa was on PBS last night. Oh, nice. Yeah. But Janet need to get back with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, in my humble opinion. Oh, I still love me some Tony. Yeah, Tony was the shit. It feels good. Hey, yeah. That didn't sound good, though. Yeah, I like Kim. And loving you, baby. My kids don't really like Kim. Because they say he uses the same ad-lib over and over. No, they don't like him. The kids don't like him. Because my husband will play, like my husband's the type of person, if he finds a song he likes, he will play that shit to death. And when Kim came out, he played that CD to fucking death. So my kids don't like Kim. It's all his fault. Yeah, they don't like Kim at all. Soon as they hear Kim, they turning it. Yep. Oh, you've been listening to Janet's stuff, all the 80s and 90s. That's where her greatest stuff is, frankly. Yeah, Maxwell still does great stuff. But that Maxwell Urban Hang Suite, that first album, unmatched. Instant classic. Unmatched. Anderson, I love music. Oh, Tina Marie, yes. Got it. I love me some Tina. Tina's album that she had when she was with Cash Money, that was a great ass album too. Folks slept on that too. I love me some Parliament Funkadelic. I lay me down to slave. I told y'all when I saw Parliament Funkadelic downtown on the mall one time with George Clinton for free. That was a great little mini concert. They were jamming. And I remember telling my mother, I was like, man, I can only imagine how much fun y'all had at those concerts back in the day. And if you go on YouTube, I think you can find an old Parliament, George Clinton and the Parliament Funkadelic at the Capitol Center in Maryland. Man, when they get beamed up by the mothership. That's a good tape. Go watch that. That's a good concert tape. That's really nice to watch. I remember when I was growing up, I used to be sad sometimes that I wasn't born when my mother and them was, because they had some great fucking bands in the 70s and in the 80s. Can you imagine being able to see Earth, Wind & Fire, Queen, Average White Band, the Doobie Brothers, I think I said Earth, Wind & Fire already, the Gap Band, REO Speedwagon, all these different people that you get to see. Right, Led Zeppelin, stop playing with me. Man, we had a great time. What a time to be alive, man. What a time to be alive. We had access to such great music. Such great music. And I'm not saying that you won't run into some great projects these days. Like I'll say, that Daft Punk album that came out that year when they won all those Grammys, and it was like, these up all night to this fun. The album that had that on it, that was a great fucking album. That was a great fucking album. And I still am confused why that album didn't sell more than it did. That album was a masterpiece of musicianship, period, with Daft Punk. That was a fabulous album. I love that. I wore that fucking album out. Do you understand me? I wore that thing out. I bought that thing. I think that was the last thing I bought on iTunes when I still had an iPhone. And I wore that thing out. I wore it out. It was between Daft Punk and who was that other album? Gautier. When Gautier's first album, that guy that did the Somebody That I Used to Know, his first album, masterpiece. I haven't bought the other one, so I can't speak on those. But that first album, no skips, an absolute positive masterpiece. He deserved all the accolades and attention that he got. But the fact of the matter is, Somebody That I Used to Know was not the best song on that album. It was one of many great songs on that album, but it was not the best song on that album. Not at all. But it was a fantastic album. It had no skips. None. And you need to go online and watch some of the music videos that he did for that first album, because how he approaches his projects is different. It's almost like Europeans do. So you will like it. Go watch some of those music videos. Say it again, Anderson. Yeah, people slept on that whole album, but he was bigger than somebody that I used to know. Y'all get the Kimbra album. She had a great album. Her first project, Kimbra, Kimbra. Oh, that's a singing ass lady. She was great too. She was the woman who sung on somebody that I used to know. She had a solo project around that same time. That was fabulous. No skips whatsoever on that CD. And that was a CD I bought. No skips. No skips. Yeah, Lisa Stansfield used to have a great voice. This woman reminded me of Lisa Stansfield. The name of his first album, hold on, let me see. I got to look it up because I don't remember what the name of it was. I got to look it up. Boom. Because I can hear it in my mind. The song I really love. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Anyway, his first album was Bored Face. Hold on, let me see. But I don't know if it was on that album. Because they said he's released 3 albums. Hold on, I'm trying to... No, the album I'm talking about is the one from 2011, the Making Mirrors album. That is the album that I felt had absolutely, positively nothing to skip. Nothing. But I have never listened to his first 2 studio albums, so now I'm going to go back and listen to those. But I can tell you that third one, a fucking masterpiece. That is a masterpiece. I can tell you that. Hands down. Great album. Buy that album. Listen to it. You can listen to it on YouTube. Go on YouTube and find it and just listen to it. I guarantee you're going to love that album. Another album, that Kimbra album, Kimbra, her album called Vows, VOWS. Brilliant album. No skips. No skips. That was another brilliant album that year. I listened to it. See, me, I love music. Again, I love entertainment, all that stuff. So I'll just dig into stuff. How about Spotify? Honestly, I don't really find my music on Spotify. That's not how I find artists. That's not how I find them. I find them from digging on YouTube, looking at videos with low views. I find them like that. I find them by digging through message boards. I find one thing which causes me to dig into rabbit holes, and then I get to something else and I'm like, I've never heard that before. And then I get to digging, which leads me to something else, and then I find something, and then it's bam. YouTube's a great place to find a lot of indie music, to Robin's point. A lot of times I found things through YouTube, just being on there digging. And a lot of times you find stuff from overseas first before it becomes popular here. Like people in other countries are already enjoying it. But for whatever reason, it's not on our radar, even though there are people that are here. So, and Kimbra, okay. And the funny thing is, Kimbra is from New Zealand, but her name is Kimberly Johnson. Listen. And she sing like her name is Kimberly Johnson. Stop playing with sis. She said if she have a baby, she gonna call her baby Nebraska Jones. Stop playing with it. And she is a Grammy Award winner. But I'm telling you, that album Vows was a masterpiece. Listen to that album. Look at the music video, Settle Down. If you don't enjoy that song and how sis be singing and the visuals on it, trust me, it's an indication of you'll love the album. Because she does some great ballads. I love Plain Gold Ring. is my favorite song on her album. It's so beautiful. I love that song. So check her stuff out. Look, I spent a lot of time here rambling this evening. Look, it's almost 7 o'clock, and y'all know me. I'll just keep going and going. I love you guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. Look, we got 96,000 likes. I appreciate each and every one. When I come and hang out with y'all in the evenings, I feel like I'm just hanging out with friends. So it's easy for me to lose track of time because we have such a good time. And you know what? It made me think of one more album. Hold on, because there was another album I used to wear out. What's her name? I can see her in my face right now. Oh my gosh. She's from Iceland. Iceland music artist. Björk. It had to be Björk. Yeah, okay. I love me some Björk too, okay? I've been loving Björk like forever. But there's one, it's not just Björk. It's another, no, it's gotta be Björk. This specific album. Hold on. I'll know when I look. Björk be having some bangers. Folks be sleeping on her. Folks be sleeping on her. She got some bangers. Okay? Listen, to me, good. I say everything got a pocket. Everything. So, honey, I'll be in here with Beethoven like, Listen, I'm going to find a pocket, so it don't matter to me. So, I'm going to have a good time with music. And great music is great fucking music. And that's just the truth. Hold on, I'm trying to find her discography. I know what it looks like when I see the album. I know the album cover. I know exactly what album it was that I used to wear the fuck out. Where I was like, oh, it was like my favorite fucking CD at the time. I remember I used to love Jagged Little Pill with Alanis Morissette. I used to wear that shit out back in the day. I want you to know. Man, that used to be the shit. Y'all have no idea. We was getting all the good shit back in the day, man. My ass is old. I got to figure out what Björk album it is. And I'll let you guys know. I don't remember the specific one. But there was this Björk album. I used to wear that album out. I just got to figure out which one. And this bitch has released so many damn albums. Yeah, I'm not going to find it inside the slide at this time. Oh, I got to listen to Alanis' recent song. I love me some Alanis Morissette. I always love Alanis. Oh, we got 100. Oh, thank you guys so much. I was trying to figure out which one of these Björk albums because I was trying to find a song that I used to wear. No, I know who it was. Who else I used to love? I used to love fucking Tori Amos. And I still love me some Tori Amos. Stop playing with me. Oh my goodness. I used to love Tori Amos. That Boys for Pele CD. Oh my goodness. That Boys for Pele CD. I used to wear that thing out. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? I would wear out that Boys for Pele so much. Oh my goodness. I got to play that tonight. That's going to bring back... Oh, I'm so old. That's going to bring back so many fucking memories. So many memories. Oh my goodness. Oh, I used to wear out Boys for Pele. That was a fabulous CD. We used to wear that shit out, me and my friend. I'm trying to remember which song. Yes, and I know exactly which song I used to wear out so much. Fucking Caught a Light Sneeze. Oh, I used to love that song. Oh my gosh, I'm going to listen to that tonight. Caught a light sneeze. Caught a light breeze. Oh my goodness, it's been so long. I feel so old. That's so nostalgic to me. That takes me back. That was 1996, you guys. Oh my goodness. I was born in 75, Judy. I grew up in the 80s too, but yeah, I love me some ABBA. My daughters hate that I love ABBA, or ABBA, as they say. They hate when I sing that shit. I love me some ABBA. My mother used to play it, so that's why I know it. I know a lot of music because my mother loved music, so. Oh, I love me. Oh, for a second, I thought you said Tears for Fears because I love them too. Stop playing with it. Everybody wants to rule the world. Stop playing with it. Oh, I love music and movies. So don't forget, y'all. Okay? Don't forget to check out the Patreon. I need you to go over there and say what movies you're interested in, what movie we should watch this month, because the poll is going up tomorrow. So we can start voting, and I'll have a final. The poll will close by the 18th, and on the 19th, I'm going to post what won. We're going to watch it. We're going to select our date and then talk about it just like we did with Sinners. So make sure you get on over there and give your feedback about what we should watch. Thank you all so much. I thank you for the likes. Thank you so much, you guys. We got over 100,000 likes. We got over 60 shares. I thank you so much. And we had great engagement. I always have a great time talking with you all. And we had a great conversation tonight like we always do. I thank you so much. Don't forget to check out the Straight No Chaser podcast. The link is in my bio. The new episode dropped yesterday. It's for immigrants. It's for everybody, but I talk specifically to immigrants about the importance of not losing your identity because you immigrate to America. Part of what makes you a great American is all those things you brought with you. All those things that are a part of your heritage and your lineage. So don't lose sight of that stuff. So check it out. The link is in my bio. Thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you for everything, even the gifts, no matter how big or how small. Remember, that stuff's not required, but I do appreciate it because I know you work hard for your money. So I want you to know I do appreciate your support. I want to send a shout out to my top 5 gifters because I do this every live. And thank you so much. Oh, almost dropped something. Number 1, beautiful, my dog is Charlie. Look, I'm having a high flash. Y'all is tearing me up. Number 2, beautiful Kathy Yates. Number 3, beautiful storyteller. Number 4, handsome Rush Nelson. Number 5, beautiful Darby. And number 6, a special shout out to beautiful Trail. Thank you all so much this evening. I will see you early tomorrow morning because it's Friday tomorrow, y'all. So tomorrow morning, I'll get on here a lot earlier. I'll do a longer show tomorrow on Friday. So I'll make sure I get me some breakfast or something first. So I'll do a longer show tomorrow morning, help you get ready for work, get on in there and stuff like that. So I'll see you early in the morning tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me today. And like I always tell you, don't let nobody live rent-free in your head, y'all. Don't feed the trolls. And you can accomplish anything you put your mind to as long as you stay consistent. Peace, you guys. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow morning.